What's going on, man? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What a great week it's been. Hope y'all had a wonderful evening last night. I hope you had a great day yesterday, and I hope you have a great day today. What's going on, Ray? Mr. Mileage, Gabe in the building. What's going on, Contrell? All things, David Howard. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Mr. Howard. CEO Nut, what up? You said Kerr still ducking Foster. Man, they doing Shakur dirty, man. I'll talk about that if y'all put that in the super chat, bro. Shout out to everybody else. Shout out to my guy, Vi Ferrer, Marcus the Villain. You know what it is, 86 TV, Trey Skills. You know what it is. Ha, ha, ha. Louis Shipman in the building. What's going on, man? Jay Gutta. Peace and blessings to you, Jay Gutta. What's going on, man? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think I said what's up to everybody. What's up, Robin Soto? Shout out to Puerto Rico. Yeah. Dog, Shakur Stevenson been done dirty by Ring Magazine, dog. When I looked at their website early this morning, I saw that Shakur Stevenson was ranked like the number 7 pound-for-pound fighter in the world by Ring Magazine. Number 7. Number 7. Everybody running around talking about who can possibly beat him anywhere between 135 and 147 and who's the best fighter in the world technically. And everybody's saying right now is Shakur. So how is it that Ring Magazine has this man at number 7? I do believe that I've seen ESPN have him at number 4, pound for pound, underneath Usyk. Oh, hold on one second. My camera's not clear. All righty. Give me 1 second. Tell me if that solved the problem. That should solve the problem. It usually solves the problem. I got to get my Mac. I got to get my antivirus updated. That should do it. What up, Kurt Hurd? What up, baby boy? How you feeling today, man? What's up, Kurt Hurd? Man, I feel so blessed to be talking to y'all about this boxing today. Man, let's get on Ring Magazine. Let me look at this. Let me look at this, man. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Yeah, let's okay. All right, so let's go here. And we will go Ring. Man, my fucking bootleg. Ring Magazine rankings. Official Ring Magazine rankings. This is on their website right now. So if we go to light welterweight, you see Shakur Stevenson as the champion, followed by Dalton Smith, Richardson Hitchens, Alberto Puello, Arnold Barboza. Look where Gary Russell Jr. is a champion. Look what Ring Magazine did to Gary Antoine Russell. They got Gary Antoine Russell down here at number 5 after Arnold Barboza, Richardson Hitchens, Dalton Smith. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. But anyways, you see Shakur is the champion, ring champion. So that's up to date. So let's go to their pound for pound. In their pound for pound, you have Alexander Usyk, Inoue, Bam, Bivol, Beterbiev, Nakatani, then Shakur, then David Benavidez, then Devin Haney, and then Oscar Collazo. Bro, they got 4 Americans all dumped at the end of the pound for pound list, bro. This is what's owned by Turki Al-Sheikh, bro. This is Turki Al-Sheikh's insult to the United States of America right here. That you have Bam Rodriguez, and June 2 Nakatani over Shakur Stevenson. There's no way that Naomi Inoue is a better pound for pound fighter than Shakur. Definitely not Bam. Definitely not Bivol. Definitely not Beterbiev. And definitely not Nakatani. Man, oh my God. Just the anti-Americanness of it, bro. That is crazy work right there, bro. No, that is America, bro. That's America, dog. They got David Benavidez. They got, man, first of all, let's be very clear. Alexander Usyk, okay. Inoue, okay, maybe. Bam? Oh, I forgot. We got Bam in number 3. I'm sorry. We got Bam in number 3. Why? Alexander Usyk fights on ring cards. Inoue fights on ESPN. He fights. Jesse does. Bivol does. Beterbiev does. Shakur does. David does. Devin. How the hell is Devin on this list? Anyway, look at Shakur. That's what Shakur gets for beating Teofimo Lopez. Number 7. Number 7. Yeah, somebody says, anybody wants to debate these numbers and tell me what you think, please put a link in the chat. I don't want to preach at anybody today. Today, I would like to hear your thoughts on who you guys would put where. Only if you support these numbers, these rankings, let me know. Let me know. What do you think? What do you think, dog? What do you think? Do you think that Shakur Stevenson do you think it's a fair ranking to give Shakur Stevenson number 7 pound for pound? But let's not just look at them. Let's be fair. Let's look at ESPN. We'll go to pound for pound. Top 10. Shakes up the top 10. ESPN. 4. Pass up Beterbiev, David Benavidez. What was his former ranking? 7. He was too low before. That's the big problem. Devin Haney 9, Canelo Alvarez 10. Come on, man. I can agree. I mean, I can see why Bam went up 1. Bam went up 1. Switched for Dimitri Bivol. Yeah, unified champion, junior bandweight unified champion. Anyway, Bam's the shit. I fucks with Bam heavy, bro. The retirement of Terry Crawford elevates Usyk to the top spot on the pound-for-pound list, although he's 39 years old. Yeah, I don't like heavyweights on that mug. You say that's arguable? I mean, the whole thing is arguable. I agree with you, man. Whole thing is arguable, man. Number 2 is BS. Let me slide down. What's going on, love and loyalty? How you feeling, man? Too many black men with belts and a few sticking together. I mean, look, man, we have a civil war going on with American boxing right now. And quite honestly, the powers that be are going to try to make it very difficult for guys to make fights. First of all, most very good American boxings are lumped up into a few weight classes. We got really good American boxers from 126 to 175. We're good 126 to 175. But there's definitely some weak spots like 160. Yeah, there's been a civil war going on in boxing for a while. Absolutely. One side, the side that is, first of all, let's talk about the original civil war of my lifetime, which was Don King versus Bob Arum. And that was going on from the 1970s when Don King broke in, because the mob was running it in the 1950s into the 1960s. And there was a transition in the 1960s with the implementation of global boxing, which was the World Boxing Association and the World Boxing Council that were formed in the early 1960s, which did coincide with the mob being driven out of boxing because they were dominating in the 1950s. So after that, though, once the transition from the mob, the traditional mob anyway, the New York mob in Madison Square Garden, in New Jersey and New York, he started. Don King and Bob Arum took over because Muhammad Ali was the top draw in boxing, and he was more associated when he came out with the Kentucky Mafia, but then later became more involved with the Nation of Islam. And with the Nation of Islam, they were able to create two promoters, right, that promoted Muhammad Ali fights, and that was Don King and Bob Arum. Bob Arum and Top Rank were actually founded by the Nation of Islam along with Bob Arum. And then you have the other side of it, which was Don King. And Don King had a lot of muscle out east, Cleveland. I'm sure he was very connected in Philadelphia. He was connected out there, because of what Don King did in Ohio. Basically, big time dude in Ohio, which makes you big time in Kentucky. And makes you big time out there, just generally out east where that is. So anyway, long story short, the Civil War that I was speaking of, it changed from Don King and Bob Arum to Al Heyman. Well, actually, to Oscar de la Hoya and Bob Arum originally, because Golden Boy, with the partnership of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Oscar de la Hoya, really did they took a lot of really great fighters signed with Golden Boy. And Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s Mayweather Promotions and the PBC founded, a platform, which honestly, now we see the full thing come full circle. I think we understand a lot. You know what I mean? When you say Kentucky Mafia, is that the cornbread mafia? I don't know anything about the cornbread mafia. I'm talking about people that used to own plantations. Oh, people that own big businesses in the city of Louisville, Kentucky. You have businessmen, very well-established businessmen in the state of Kentucky. And that means those guys are controlling a lot of land. They're controlling the liquor industry. They make a lot of whiskey out there. And definitely during Prohibition, when he was a little kid coming out of Prohibition, they used to pump a lot of black communities specifically. Used to make a lot of money on homemade liquor that they would sell. So anyway, as far as the Civil War, that's what's been going on for a while in the sport of boxing. And then so now with Don King gone and Bob Arum getting older, because Bob Arum cannot maintain, because Bob Arum's 90 plus years old himself, time ticks. You had Eddie Hearn that came in to try to fill the gap. And now you have this even more of an international, approach to boxing that has been taking place by the boxing establishment, specifically the boxing writers, right? All the way to the point. And I have to say something, man, because I know that there's a certain Twitter page that's listening to me. For you guys to say something that there's fan worship about Al Heyman because somebody called Al Heyman Uncle Al, I responded to you and said, man, you mean like Turkey al-Sheikh and the amount of unprecedented ass kissing taking place with Turkey al-Sheikh? It's okay for y'all to kiss Turkey al-Sheikh's ass, but you can't call this man Uncle Al. That ain't even half an ass kiss. You're calling this man Your Excellency and saying this is the greatest shit I've ever seen. Oh my God. Come on, man. Y'all are crazy with it, man. What up, Thomas Hill? How you feeling this fine morning? I hope you're well, brother. Hope you're well. You know what I mean? Ray Patterson says he's going to give Barbara D a pass. Wonder what Barbara D did to deserve getting a pass, but we're all human. Hey, Thomas Hill said, Martin, a little birdie told me that Spence is back to an arena near you. Man, as long as that birdie don't look like hungry hippos, I'm all right, bro. Shout out to you, though, little dude. No joke. Ray Davis said that shit. Oh, Lord. Come on, man. Man, I want Errol to come back, man, but Errol looking like he got all kind of money and sitting down, man. But I didn't show up to his party. Oh, okay. Big block, the bigger fligger. Yeah, bigger figure, you know. Wow, man. Isn't it crazy, bro? Man, these guys are really, really mad. What's going on, Lister? Nothing. I've been making people really mad because I've been putting Gervonta Davis in a lot of titles. I said I'm going to stay in the Gervonta Davis lane and support Gervonta Davis and do videos about Gervonta Davis because I want to piss you guys off. I really do. I want to keep Gervonta Davis. You guys want to act like I don't exist. You guys want to act like I don't exist and I have no influence. So I thought, since what you say about me is that nobody listens to me and my channel's falling off and all those other negative things that you say about me that do not necessarily bode with reality, I will say to you, other than the fact that boxing has kind of fallen off, I'll agree with that. But to the extent that boxing does well, I do well. To the extent that boxing falls off, I fall off. So really, if a channel like mine, specifically mine, is not doing exceptionally well, that's because boxing in America is not doing exceptionally well. That's how that works. When we're not fighting, we have nothing to talk about. But let me tell you, you guys try to go out of your way all the time to make sure that there's not any fights. Man, honestly, you're the kryptonite to the tank villains. Oh yeah, they're easy money because they're soft. They're soft. They're very obvious in what they're trying to do and run this man's name into the ground, man. None of you guys said anything about the fact that Gervonta Davis's team said, would you mind issuing a summons so we can come in, so we can bring him in? We just don't want to get arrested and have to go him straight to jail. Why don't you just summons him and we can come? We've abided by what's going on. He's got a criminal case. Let us present our argument to you that says that, look, man, we didn't do this and we didn't violate parole or probation. So let me sit back down. Let me go work my problem out. Hopefully the judge and the respectable and honorable Althea Handy will, abide by that request. It would be wonderful if she did, but not to y'all. Y'all want the downslide of this man. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, exactly. But dog, I'm not going to talk about this young man. We're going to talk about and document this man's boxing career, which includes all the drama brought about to him in the media. If it's reported in the media and it's fair game, hey, we'll talk about it because I want y'all to know that's one of the best fighters in the world, bro. But these guys are not. You can't trust what these guys say. You know what I mean? You can't trust what these guys say. You know why you can't trust what these guys say? Because they talk with forked tongues. They talk with forked tongues. They speak with forked tongues. Because when they say everybody's out talking about who can possibly ever beat Shakur Stevenson, Shakur's a 2-time lineal ring champion. And then what do you get? You get a ranking at number 7. Number 7. You got a 40-year-old, a 40-year-old. You got 2 40-year-olds. Bam Rodriguez is just not as good as Shakur Stevenson. Stop it. Okay, I'm just telling you right now. Alexander Usyk, I can understand because he whooped all them bums, all those UK bums. No joke. Thank you very much, Alexander Usyk. You're my guy. Monster Inoue could get beat. Monster Inoue got his head got spun in a circle and dropped, and his eye busted up in a fight that I think he lost against Nonito Donaire. So I'm sorry, no. This man does not have the defense. This guy does not have the defense. Monster Inoue does not have the defense. He's not as well-rounded. He's a terrific fighter. Sorry. Dimitri Bivol, good fighter, very, very weak division. 1 division champion versus a 4 division champion. The same reason that you put Jesse Rodriguez up here for being a multi-division champion, and you put Monster Inoue, even though Monster was an undisputed champion, but you'll see. Only guy, yeah. Shakur down here, number 7. Right, only 2 steps above Devin Haney, who, by the way, does not deserve to be on this list after getting his ass whooped by Ryan Garcia and only landing 70 punches over the last 2 fights. So even here where you see Devin Haney, you know damn well Devin Haney's black ass should not be on that damn thing. Ain't no way Devin Haney should be on this screen, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way he should be on that list. Ain't no way Devin Haney should be on that list. Oscar Collazo, 13 fights. Oscar Collazo. What is he, a strawweight? This dude is 13-0 strawweight. They got a goddamn strawweight on the list, bro. This is the nigga that got over Gervonta Davis, bro. They got this dude over Jaron Ennis. They got this guy over Gervonta Davis. They've got this dude over Keyshawn Davis. They got this dude over Landy Lara. They've got this dude. They've got this dude over Canelo Alvarez. They oh my God. Oscar Collazo, who has 13 fights, 10 knockouts, 29 years old. Strawweight. Strawweight. That you trying to tell me that they are not anti-American? That they got this guy over Gervonta Davis. They got that dude over Gary Antoine Russell. They've got this guy over Richardson Hitchens. They've got this guy over I mean, come on, man. Come on, man, over Raymond Moratala. Come on, man. What is this? What is this, man? What is this? You see what I'm saying? This is Ring Magazine. This is the champ. This is who we need to pay attention to. Shakur Stevenson, this is whose belt you want to hold up, Shakur. The guys that have you at number 7. That's the guy. That's the belt you want to hold up, Shakur. The guys that got you at number 7. Underneath, number 7. They got a guy at straw weight with 13 fights and 10 knockouts over Gervonta Davis. Over. Come on, man. You shouldn't have that guy over Rolly Romero. There's nobody in that weight class, bro. That's your top 10. They're just they're just selling that shit. I told you that's what they want. They want to tear down American boxing. And everyone that they got on that list is the bottom half of it is American, bro. And they got to do a strawweight on that mug, man. A strawweight, 13-0 strawweight over Gervonta Davis, bro. Over Gary Antoine Russell. Over Alberto Puello. Oh my God, man. It's crazy. How would you have this dude over Fundora? Why would you have him over Keith Thurman? Like seriously, why would you have his ass? Why would you have that dude over Keith Thurman? That's bananas, dog. Jaron Ennis. Why would you have him over? What did this dude do to get over Jaron Ennis at 13-10? 13-10. 13-10. They got Ring Magazine. These are the guys that choose whose championships you want to have, bro. You want to have this strawweight, a strawweight that is 13-0 from the United States, bro. He's from the U.S. You have never seen this dude fight. You have never seen this dude fight. And they got this dude in the top 10 pound for pound over Gervonta Davis. And you think Ring Magazine should be taken seriously? Are you serious? Seriously, man. Are you serious? These are the guys. The Ring ambassadors. This dude is over Shushu Carrington. This dude is over Shushu Carrington. He's over Shushu Carrington. You're telling me there's not a double standard with this guy right here? This man, oh, come on, man. Oh, well, you just don't watch boxing. You think this dude is better than Lamont Roach? You can't name me, not a normal boxing fan can name anybody this guy has ever fought. You're pawning this guy. You're pawning this guy off. This guy has beaten. Come on, man. Because he's on Ramirez Gutierrez, Rolando Zapata, Nim Throng. Come on, man. Come on, bro. This is what you got. Total fights, 13. 13 fights, 10 KOs. And this man fights at 105 pounds. I can go and take you to BoxRec and show you how many fighters there are in the 105-pound division, bro. No, this is Ring Magazine. It's not he pays his fees. It's not who pays his fees. This is Ring Magazine. Ring Magazine, you don't pay fees to have Ring Magazine put you in the top 10 pound for pound with a record of 13 and 10. I mean 13-0 with 10 knockouts. With 10 knockouts. And you're over Shushu Carrington. You're over Jaron Ennis. Are you serious? You're over Jaron Ennis. He's over Jaron Ennis on Ring Magazine. Jaron Ennis is a former unified champion. He's a former unified champion. Strawweight is the lowest weight you could possibly be at. It's literally the lowest weight class you could be at. The guy is not a multi-divisional champion. He only has a champion at he has a championship at 105. This man has a championship at 105. That's who Ring Magazine tells you is the top 10 pound for pound. They just want a strawweight on there. They're like, well, we got to give the weight classes. So who's going to be it at 175? Who's going to be? Yeah, right. This guy right here. This guy right here. Come on, man. Man, I'm serious. I knew where to come. Hey, thank you, Baltimore Freemans. I mean, seriously, man. Can you please explain to me how I got to take Ring Magazine's belt seriously when the guy that they say is their two-time lineal champion is ranked number 7 on the pound for pound list? Number 7 after guys that lost, because Bivol lost and Beterbiev lost. They both lost. They lost to each other, but they both lost. Bivol lost to Beterbiev. Then Beterbiev lost to Bivol. That should be a wash. Both of them should be gone because neither one of them proved they're the best in 175. So why would you put them both on the pound for pound list? They already showed they're not even the best. You don't even know if they're the best in 175. They split. So why are they the best pound for pound when they're not even the best in their weight class? Can you explain to me how you don't even know if Arthur Beterbiev is the best light heavyweight and you don't know whether or not Bivol is the best one? How you can put them on a pound for pound list when one lost, they both lost to each other? If you're pound for pound best in the world, you should be the best in your weight class at least. So the fact that they split with each other kicks them off the list because they're not necessary until at least you have them fight and split it. I don't like your arguments, man. What's going on, Channel 86 TV? Said just putting some color in. Thank you, man. You're the first person to put color on a historically low color day. Just so you know, on Fridays, it's usually a very low color day because of the fact that on Super Chat Thursdays, people tend to donate more. And I do appreciate everybody yesterday on Super Chat Thursday. I appreciate everybody on today, too. I really appreciate y'all participating with me in this conversation during a time when, you know, boxing may be slightly slowing down. You know what I mean? Channel 86 said, no problem, fam, all love. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. So let us get back to this. Oh, are y'all going to watch my videos? If you watch my video later today, I won't say it. But I will tell you, man, Ishe Smith is up dogging Floyd Mayweather Jr. again. Floyd Mayweather, I've looked at you from afar for a while, Floyd. Watched Floyd from afar. Was a supporter of Floyd. Really wanted Floyd to do well. Was very happy that Floyd was doing very well. Enjoyed Floyd's actual boxing career as much as anybody outside of his family and close friends enjoyed his boxing career. He's a terrific, terrific fighter. Absolutely. His post-boxing career, on the other hand. Hey, what up, man? EOOG said, hold up, man, stop. Yeah, we don't do that shit around here, man. We don't do that. Hold up, man. Stop talking, let me talk. Nah. We don't do that, man. Stop. Hold now. We don't do that. I'm about to say what I gotta say. Hold up, man. Hey, man. That's when I knew that dude Tone, the whatever superstar, stuck his fucking nose in the middle of that shit. I knew that was evidence of collusion with these dudes. Trying to make me look like a nut because this guy was out here fucking lying on people, bro, and trying to run their channels into the ground. The trendsetter, Floyd is coming back. Payday time. Amen. Amen. Floyd. Consistency. Humility is his greatest weakness. Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s greatest strength is also his greatest weakness. And without a doubt, this thing, other than death, this is the number one thing that you get hit with in your life that really is a hard one to take. A hard pill to swallow for an arrogant man is humility. Humility. Listen to me, brothers. I don't want to be a preacher. And forgive me for my shortcomings. I do want to make an observation that comes from life experience, so you don't think that I'm sitting up on a soapbox. Dog, arrogance, the arrogance that comes with wealth, the arrogance that comes with prosperity, that combined with excessive competitiveness is a deadly toxin, bro. Okay? You should be satisfied with when you have enough. Enough is enough. Terrence Crawford, I'm going to give him credit, and I'm going to give Andre Ward credit. Andre Ward showed something that I think is excellent, that he knew when enough was enough. He knew when enough was enough. Now, you may get caught whether enough is enough or not. But no, I'm not talking about how long to fight. I don't mean that they know what to do and when to stop fighting. I'm not saying that. Because honestly, anybody that's had 40 professional fights, 35, 36 professional fights, that have trained since they were 7, 8 years old, you've been clocked in the head a lot. So, when you stop exactly, you're always at risk. You're really at risk. Heavyweights are particularly at risk because they're getting hit by such big guys. So, but when I say enough is enough, I mean of the people that got wealth. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, man, humility is something. Having a ton of money and living that lifestyle, and then you feel like you got to keep up that lifestyle, not willing to downsize, not willing to let people know, look, bro, I ain't got the money I used to have. I'm not boxing anymore. I don't have the money I used to have. I knew a young lady that was a millionaire in the 1990s. And then in the music industry. And then rap music and rap videos changed. And then things changed. And she was like, shit, it ain't that. And around, the early 2000s, she was like, shit, it ain't the 90s no more. You know what I mean? So sometimes that happens, and you got to persevere. You got to keep your living expenses low so that during the hard times, bro, you have enough coming in during the hard times where you can survive and get back to the good times again. Because you can have a dip. That don't mean you can't come back, but it's hard to come back with a lot of debt on your back. You know what I mean? It's hard to come back when you got a lot of debt. When you don't have any debt, then you don't have to come back because you're not in debt. Having to get out of debt is the problem. Financially, your health is a problem, which is something, but being in debt is a big risk. And being risk adverse is how Floyd became a great fighter, because he didn't want to get hit. But then when he got outside the ring, he wants to get loosey-goosey and get hit in the chin. I told y'all that, and I'm not saying that he's involved in this stuff. Let me leave it alone. But I'm saying like NFTs, you guys, people investing a bunch of money in cryptocurrency, investing a bunch of money in these pyramids, basically these pyramid schemes and things like that, bro. No, I'm not talking about Mayweather's $300 million lawsuit. Well, that too, that's connected to it. I'm just talking about, I haven't even gotten necessarily to the lawsuit. No, I'm just talking generally speaking. But yeah, the fact that he is suing Showtime, the fact that he's suing Steven Espinosa for $340 million in misappropriated funds out of $1 billion. Last time I checked, out of $1 billion, that's 34%. That's 34% of $1 billion. How did you miss 34%? Well, you're saying that they were in financial instruments. Why was your money in financial instruments? If you were owed $1 billion, you should have got $1 billion and paid $500 million or $600 million in taxes and called it a fucking day. If it's that much money, I'm telling you, that's what I would do. If somebody gave me $1 billion, if I got $1 billion, you know what I'm doing? And I have to pay taxes on that $1 billion. I'm taking the $600 billion, giving it to Uncle Sam, taking my $500 million free and clear, and leaving you niggas, buying my house and leaving you Negroes alone, other than talking boxing every day because I'm so rich. Why in the world would I start doing anything else with it? You know what I mean? Give me my money. That's what I said to y'all about that. No, those net profit contracts and all of that. Give me my money. No joke, bro. That's part owner with that percentage. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, it's 34%, which means a partnership. If 34% of it went away, then 34% of it went away in fees to other people that had something to do with the work. And that makes sense. If you had $1 billion, 34% in cost, if they can justify the cost, it is what it is. I don't know where the $1 billion came from, but it is what it is. You know? I'm just saying. That's where I saw Floyd. It's like, man, dog, that much money? Just sit down. God, dog, please give me the A, please. I'll just sit down and be good. You got to work every day. You know, I wouldn't sit down. I wouldn't sit down, but seriously. Not and live lavishly? No. I'm not being lavish. How many houses do you actually need to get some coochie? Think about it. How much money do you really need to get a gold digger? How much money do you really need? 300,000? 500,000? That's all you need. You get some trick offs for 500,000. Oh, nigga, if you can't get a bunch of trick offs in a strip club for $500,000, nigga, something wrong with you. Something's wrong with you, dog. If you can't get that and some side pieces for that, something's wrong with you, bro. If you need more purses than you can buy on $500,000 a year, bro, you're out your mind. You're just tripping, bro. You know what I mean? You're just tripping, bro. You know there's something, dog. I mean, for real. That's being real. You guys watch too much TV. You know what I mean? That's how those guys got you to do all those sacrilegious rites and we're gonna make it, man. I'm gonna become a billionaire. Man, I don't need no parts of being a billionaire. Actually, let me take that back. You know what I mean? I can understand. I'll take every part of being a googillionaire. Let me say that for the sake of being clear. You know what I'm talking about? I'll be a googillionaire if it's my money and I have it. I want as much money as I possibly can have. However, I don't want to go into debt. I don't want money and have a bunch of debt. That's not a good situation. You know what I mean? For me to have $50 million in assets and $60 million in debt, just because that makes me be able to drive around in Bugattis and get on planes, dog, that's still broke. You see what I'm saying? If you got billions, but you just got $1 billion in debt hanging over you, and you get to be in very fancy things because you have so much debt hanging over you. You get to live that life, but you got all that debt. No. Give me a nice normal amount of debt on a mortgage, all right? You know, on a mortgage or something, and slow your ass down, bro. All that money for what? Get a farm. You know what I mean? I like Errol Spence. Get a farm, dog. Because at the end of the day, you can grow some shit, sell some shit. You got a farm, you got some tractors, you know how to get some something up off that land. You live it's a good soil, you can grow some shit. You know what I mean? Sell it if you need it. Go grow and sell some. Hell no, man. I ain't lying, dog. When my son gets out of college and he is independent, and my daughter is out of college and they are independent financially and all of that, dog, my mother always talks about moving to a homestead where you can just be out there in the nothingness. You know what I mean? Look, as long as there is a liquor store and a ganja spot within 30 minutes and I got good Wi-Fi, bro, I'm straight. I can absolutely live out in the middle of nothingness and grow food and do all of that stuff. As long as I can do my boxing and I can get a good satellite, as long as I got a super terrific satellite feed, I'm good. I don't need all of that, dog. Yeah, man, I loved it, man. I love Texas, man. Texas, I love New Orleans, but, man, New Orleans, the weather can get you. In New Orleans, you want to get stuck in New Orleans in a bad storm. So, Texas is more mild weather. You know what I'm saying? Happy Friday to everybody, and thank you to everybody that puts color in the chat. Thank y'all very, very much. It really makes a difference. Seriously, though, man, I want to talk about Floyd for a second, bro, because Floyd is out here suing niggas for fucking up the money, but he was talking all that shit about my guy Ali. Ali, didn't he say a whole bunch of shit about Ali? I bet you money if Floyd Mayweather Jr. gets offered $50 million cash for the TMT logo, how much you want to bet he sells it? Hey, Floyd, I don't even want to bring nothing on you, bro, because I'm trying to pay my own money, get my own shit straight. So I understand, bro. Trust me, I ain't tripping, dog. I know you're going to get out of it, Floyd, and I wish you nothing but the best. I really do. That. Don't worry about it. I'm sure that shit's going to go away. But for the sake of conversation, just for the sake of conversation, though, dog, $50 million when you in a little bit of a pinch sounds like a good amount of money to get for your logo, TMT logo. For the money team, dog, you may have to put the money team in hot to get yourself in a good position where, you know, you can make some good money. Have the guys that you associate with offered you any money yet for your logo? I was wondering because, you know, Muhammad Ali got sick and, you know, he says something to the effect of, I don't have to worry about money because I'm so rich. And he never really had money problems himself. Did you notice that? Did you ever notice that? Like, I know that there's people that he was around that he couldn't take care of anymore. So he didn't live in the excess. He wasn't living in excess. But his daughter, Layla, grew up very well taken care of in mansions. That's what she said. And that woman is only 6 years younger than me. And she said she lived in mansions her whole life. And she didn't even live with the dude. He was in Kentucky, living in in Denver, living on another sprawling estate. From what I understand, living very, very comfortably in his, you know, admittedly dilapidated state. But when he needed some money for 50%, not 100%, 50% of his name and likeness, he got $50 million, boom, dropped into cash, bow, when he needed it, dog, 50 mil, boom. And he got 50% of everything that gets sold. 50% of everything that gets sold after they drop 50 million on him. And if he wrote his contract right, that shit can revert after a certain amount of time. If he wrote the contract right and said, yes, we can do that, $50 million until this thing exceeds the value of this, at which point in time ownership reverts. He may have gotten some shit like that. You never know how well you can argue stuff and say, no, it reverts. Especially if people sold it, may not have had the right to. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I won't get into Muhammad Ali's business. I don't want to get into, you know, I don't want to get into the big man's business. That's the big man's business. Rest in peace to the big man. Yeah, like, yeah. He does. You got the licensing. It's a license. Yeah, $50 million licensing fee. You can hold it until gross profit, gross revenue on it exceeds, you know, X amount, right? Which means you made your money back, then a significant amount of profit. Now it reverts back to my family, and that's a wrap. You can't keep it forever. We get it back. When you make your money back, and if they should have already made their money back. You know what I mean? Anyway, all back on to Floyd. If Floyd can get that kind of deal where he can get 50% on his name and a distribution deal, and 50 million cash, Floyd would jump on that shit tomorrow, man. Come on, Floyd. If somebody offered you $50 million and 50% of everything that they sold with your name on it, until you make a certain amount of money, and then it reverts back to you, bro, that's a sweet deal. It's a sweet deal. You know what I mean? If you had people around you that could do it, you know, people that you didn't sell out, you know, people that, you know, you don't need to sue to get to do it because, you know, you fucked around with the wrong people and found out you was fucking around with the wrong people with all that debt. That's just my observation. The Marley fam has done great. Yeah, I mean, there's situations where you can allow yourself to take advantage of your name and likeness in a very efficient manner and get money for it and avoid long-term exploitation. Long-term exploitation is something you want. You at a certain point in time, you want it to revert. You can make it based off a certain amount of time and a certain amount of money. If they make a certain amount of money, boom, you made your money back. It ends early. If it goes over a certain amount of time and they didn't do their job and didn't make the money back, then boom, it comes back anyway. So you could have, okay, if you make on my end, if you make $300 million off of it, boom, that's give me my shit back because you made $300 million, right? But that would make you need to have to generate $600 million. They would say, okay, you got to cooperate and do this type of marketing shit, all of this. Get you a nice little sweet deal like that, bro. You know what I mean? And then sell everything, make a deal, make a deal to pay everybody back, your creditors, all of that shit. Don't file bankruptcy. Just keep going and do your thing. Yeah, some shit like that. Hart did that. Von Wise said Kevin Hart just did that kind of deal with authentic brands. Yeah, as long as it reverts, you shouldn't have a problem. As long as it reverts after reasonable measurements. And you can have more than one thing that you need in order for it to revert. Time and money. Time and or money. I think that's how you say it. Time and or money. Time can do it and money can do it. Time can do it or money can do it. Or is it just time or money? But yeah, if the time expires, 20 years, bring it back. If it is, if you make over a certain amount of money, boom, bring it back. Because you've made enough money. You don't own it. I'm licensing it to you. You know what I mean? It's not in perpetuity and it's not and you can limit it on markets. And you can limit it to the U.S. market and say everything worldwide, which, by the way, Muhammad Ali should be making a lot of money worldwide, bro. Anyway, I don't want to, hey, dog, does it sound like I know what contracts are? Hey, can you put a 1 in the chat if it sounds to you like maybe I know what I'm talking about when it comes to negotiations, when it comes to contracts? I think I do. I'm not pretending for you guys to sound important and get studio jobs. Okay? I'm not pretending so that I can get studio jobs. I'm telling you, this is what I think of Floyd. You need to sell your name and likeness and jump your ass into some not bankruptcy, because you don't have to go to bankruptcy, I don't think. But anyway, you may have to. Whatever. So he's not ever going to be poor. But anyway, you shouldn't talk shit about Ali. Because I don't think you have what Ali has. And matter of fact, the likeness, the fights that you have are not worth the fights that Ali has. Your film footage is not worth as much as Muhammad Ali's film footage. I promise you that. I promise you that Top Rank and Don King, the footage that's why they're so wealthy, because they have rights to the film footage of Muhammad Ali. Bob Arum owns your film footage. A lot of your film footage is owned by Bob Arum, which I wouldn't be surprised means that it would be owned by Muhammad Ali too, because Muhammad Ali should get a piece of everything Top Rank. Probably been silent partners for a long, exactly. They are silent partners. But anyway, man, I don't want to be a fake content creator that doesn't bring you any value, bro. Shakur Stevenson is done dirty. Floyd, let me tell you what happened to Floyd. And Floyd, you know what happens when you deal with sneaky niggas? Can anybody tell me the number one thing that you need to be worried about when you partner with sneaky people? Seriously, what is the number one thing you got to be worried about when you partner with sneaky people? I'll wait so I have an opportunity to rest my voice. I yell too much. A gong, the winning prize is 3 gongs to the winner. Exactly. Love down Gaither. Them sneaking you. Them sneaking you. Which brings on my next question. The longer you deal with sneaky people, and the more sneaky people you deal with, the more likely it is that you're going to get snuck. Yes, it is. And Floyd likes to fuck with sneaky people. Floyd fucks with sneaky people that do sneaky things. And one thing that I saw that Floyd did, that it looked to me, and this is my personal opinion, Floyd, my personal opinion, Floyd, that when Mickey Bay was with Mayweather Promotions, Mickey Bay's manager was a guy named Dwan. I think his name was Dwan or Dwayne. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it started with a D. And it was the guy that was always in the corner for Floyd. And he was, right next to Leonard Ellerbe. It would be, either Roger Mayweather or it would be either Roger or Floyd Mayweather Sr., but then it would be Leonard Ellerbe, Dwan, and Nate Jones would be in the corner. Those guys would all be in the corner. Well, when he had Mayweather Promotions, it's my understanding. This is my understanding. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. That Dwan was managed by Floyd Mayweather's cousin, while Floyd was his promoter at Mayweather Promotions, which is an obvious conflict of interest. Obvious conflict of interest, because Dwan would never negotiate for Mickey Bay. He's going to do what Floyd Mayweather told him to do, because the only reason he's the manager is because Floyd had influence over Dwan and to keep the money in-house. And that was with Mickey Bay. So when Ishe Smith in his Twitter today or yesterday said something to the effect of, if people were stealing that kind of money from Floyd, what do you think that they were doing to people under the banner? Now, who was under the banner? Under the banner of Floyd Mayweather Jr. or under the banner of of Mayweather Promotions? Because honestly, Floyd was really under the Mayweather Promotions banner. So, yeah, dog, look, bro, sneaky Negroes hang with sneaky Negroes because that's what y'all are. Y'all always get ahead on being sneaky. Get ahead on being sneaky. And then when you get ahead on being sneaky, somebody sneaks you with a system that you put in place. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong. This is my opinion. However, it looks to me like have you ever heard the term hoisted on your own petard? Hoisted on your own petard, which means you got stabbed with your own bayonet. You know what I mean? You did it to yourself. Because that's how you probably got, and this is my opinion. Just my opinion. You can't sue me for my opinion. Not successfully anyway. You wind up sneaking other people. You got snuck. Now, let me tell you what I saw. I saw Oscar De La Hoya get snuck. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the super chat. Let me say it as a $1 hollers are appreciated, dog. We taking low super chats today, dog. He needs to stop buying Bentleys and private jets, and it'll be okay. No, Floyd was never with Golden Boy. He was always with Mayweather Promotions. Oscar De La Hoya told a misstatement. He fought on fights that were Golden Boy fights, that were on Golden Boy cards. He fought on Golden Boy cards, but it was a co-promotional deal with his own promotional company. But then, yes, he and Al Heyman broke away and really took off with PBC. Or because honestly, they were really there with Golden Boy. They were doing crazy shit with Golden Boy. The only problem with Oscar is Oscar wasn't big on really participating in the management of Golden Boy at the time. He's much more involved in it now with Eric Gomez than he was when it was Richard Schaefer. Because basically Richard Schaefer, Floyd Mayweather, and Al Heyman all broke out, right? And went to Showtime. But notice that now that Mayweather Promotions CEO is Richard Schaefer could be behind the lawsuit against Showtime and not mentioning Al Heyman and not mentioning Showtime, but only mentioning Steven Espinoza and Showtime, because Steven Espinoza used to work with Richard Schaefer at Golden Boy, I do believe, because Richard Schaefer was the president of Golden Boy, or is the CEO of Golden Boy, and who was the other one talking about? Richard Schaefer and Richard Schaefer and Steven Espinoza was the counsel for them. So yeah, man, all these guys are mixing up and they're starting, and they're trying to bust lawsuits off on top of it. But Floyd, I'm telling you, man, you got to keep it simple, man. You ever heard the word? Does anybody know what this means? I'll put it in the chat. Anybody ever heard of this? This acronym KISS? Yep. Man, that's crazy. I wasn't allowed to put KISS in the chat. I like that. That's good protection. They're like, nah, KISS, that's bullshit. You trying to get a kiss. I love it, man. I got moderation on this mug. When you're a boxer, you got to keep it simple, stupid. I'm telling you, man, if you're making that much money, you got to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't let people convince you to get extra fancy with your money. That is not a way that you're going to make shit over a long haul, bro. Being conservative is how you make it over the long haul, which is, what I think the situation, how can I say, mandates. Anyway, let me see if the super chat has been refreshed. Who knows? We will see. Yes, we got a $5 chat in the building. My guy Kurt Hurd said, I'm always watching Mr. Blackwell. Just can't type. Thank you, brother. That $5 holler is greatly, greatly appreciated, man. Can't tell you, man. Y'all be hating on Tank. I don't like that. Tank over everybody. William Robinson, who be hating on Tank, man? I don't be hating on Tank. I get a lot of accusations about Tank, man, with myself personally, because I'm a supporter of Gervonta Davis. I don't get any hate for being a Shakur Stevenson supporter, though. I'm going to be a strong Shakur Stevenson fight, because I'm going to tell you, man, Shakur Stevenson's in for a tough fight with Gervonta Davis. But I'm telling you right now, if Gervonta Davis doesn't get a fight in and Gervonta Davis isn't sharp, I might have to lean towards Shakur Stevenson in a fight between the two. If Gervonta Davis is not sharp and he doesn't have some fights, I'm telling you, I think he needs 2 fights to get sharp, to beat Shakur. I do think he does. And I think they need to be southpaws, and I think they need to be somebody like an Shakur Foster. I think that's the type of guy he needs to fight before he fights Shakur. If he can beat Shakur Foster, then I think Gervonta Davis is in a great situation. You know what I mean? These cats in the chat be speed typing or just slow as hell. A lot of them are bots, man. Some of these guys are bots, man. Like, I'm being honest with you, man. I'm being honest. I'm being realistic. I mean, if I had to pick somebody I wanted to win the fight, I like Gervonta Davis's story. I really do. I like Shakur Stevenson too, but dog, you know, usually I ride with the horse that I came with. And I like Shakur a lot. I really do. I think Shakur Stevenson's a special fighter. I think he's a good dude. I think he takes care of business. He's an upstanding young man, bro. In every way that I can see that he needs to. Let me put it this way. He's an upstanding man in every way that he needs to be that I see. Nobody is perfect, and people make mistakes or people make decisions that are bad decisions. Let's say that way. I won't say people make mistakes, but also people make bad decisions. So everybody makes bad decisions. Everybody makes bad decisions. Tank not beating Kerr. Grumble says Shakur not ready for Tank. Look, I'm trying to tell you, I think he's very ready for Tank. Yeah, he is. Shakur Stevenson is ready for Tank. Yes, he is. You got to take Shakur very seriously. I'm not in the business of bullshitting y'all, man. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I'm not in the business of bullshitting. Shakur Stevenson is trouble for anybody. If Gervonta Davis is not sharp, that's going to make it hard for him to land a clean shot on Shakur. He needs to be at his absolute best to fight a guy that good who is obviously at his best. Now, if Shakur breaks his hands, if Shakur slips, if Shakur starts not training or something, yeah, then it's going to be, okay, blow him out when Gervonta's really sharp. But it's going to take the best version of Gervonta. It's going to take the best version of Gervonta to beat Shakur because that's the best version of Shakur. That's just what it is, man. There's ebbs and flows in the world. You know what I mean? You may have had a chance to beat me in a debate a couple months ago because, you know, I was feeling a little bit more disoriented as far as the sport of boxing concerns. As of right now, I'm dialed in 100%. I've decided that this is what I want to do as far as, you know, making money in this stage of my career as I go into my senior citizen's life. You know what I mean? I've decided that I'm in training to be a senior citizen, the number one senior citizen that talks boxing. I've been admitting to you niggas that I've been old for a long time. These niggas been lying for the last 10 years. They've been lying for the last 10 years about how old they are. How long do you think their dye beards and all of that shit is going to hold up with these niggas continue to talk about, you know, and nah. This ain't the 90s no more, bro. We 60-year-old men, man. So I'm going to try to keep 60. I'm trying to hang out and try to maintain my 60 and older, as older, you know, 60 and older, 45 and older bracket. You know, Chicken Sawtooth said, very nice perspective. Very nice. Yeah, I'm serious, man. I love what I'm doing here, man. I love it. It's so fun. I'm going to treat it like I got sense. I'm not going to be disrespectful to people and put my channel at risk by calling people names like I called Coach Malachi. Because I definitely called you some shit, Coach Malachi, for sure. Damn sure did. Damn sure did. Because you want to come and call me out my name every day, even though I never said no shit to you. And then cry about it when I just point out a simple fact that you look like a Little Rascals character. Okay? You do look like a Little Rascals character. You do. There's at least one Little Rascals character that you seriously resemble, bro. I don't care if you have a better barber. You know what I'm talking about? I don't care if you had a better barber. He was usually wearing his shit in plaits. Okay? He would wear his shit in plaits. Then they would put his ass on camera and take his shit. I don't care if you got a better barber and you get a line up. That nigga look like he could be your granddaddy for sure. And you know what I'm talking about? It is what it is. It's not my fault that you look like a 1930s character on a very popular show that used to go by the name Our Gang. You know what I mean? Delilah and shit. That's not it. That is nothing disrespectful to you, man. Since you want to call me all kind of shit. Anyway, man, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well, man. I hope they paying you well, bro. You know what I mean? Ha, 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 he. I hope they paying you well. Shout out to you, dog. Don't think I forgot about all that taunting you did, all that nonsense, man. Why you guys hate on the brother for just being me, man? Anyway, let's get back on Floyd, dumbass. Man, Floyd, come on, bro. $1 billion, nigga. You blew $1 billion. Dog, I can understand blowing 300,000, bro. I can understand blowing 500,000, bro. It was like you were basically trying to compete to see that you could blow the most money. Like you're burning money, bro. You're literally out here burning money like, What up, Big Dog Willie? I'm just telling you, man, the boy better be careful. That's all I'm saying. Gervonta, look, man, all that criminal shit aside, bro, you got to get focused on this fight with Shakur. Okay, if you're going to ever do it, dog, you got to get bit. You got to bite down right now. I don't give a shit what happens. If it happens 5 years from now and they put you somewhere you shouldn't be going because you shouldn't be acting like you, whatever the case is, you shouldn't be going there because there ain't no reason that shit should happen. Nor should it ever happen. Nope, shouldn't happen. You better than that. You smarter than that. But while you go through this and you get past this, which I am praying for and got all my energy for you to get past, dog, you better be doing some push-ups, some sit-ups, you better be watching film. You better go find some old school trainers that really see what's going. You better get everything, get your game plan absolutely, positively there. And guess what? If it means you do not win by knockout, that means you don't win by knockout. You got to win by points. You got to get with that boy. That's all I'm saying. Kenny said he got a game plan for all of them. That's what's up. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to give. Hey, Big Dog Willie said when Devin Haney enters the room, he doesn't turn the lights on. He turns the dark off. Classic Bill Haney facts. Bill Haney facts are back. Stay tuned. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate that support in the super chat. I'm trying to give you good action, live action commentary to fights without being a bootlicker. Okay, I'm going to give you guys energy in the live stream. I'm going to give you what you need without being the bootlicker, bro. If it happens, UK going to be ready. Who is that? Going to be ready. Look, I'm telling you something. Gervonta Davis better get his head on straight for his next fight. You got to get your head on it right now. And matter of fact, Gervonta, this is what I would say. You need to think about all of this legal trouble as just a way to get back in the ring. You need to think, I got to get past this probation. I got to get past this lawsuit and get my life settled so I can beat somebody's ass up in a boxing ring. That's motivation to beat somebody's ass in a boxing ring. I mean, fuck all that therapy. This is my opinion. Don't listen to it, Gervonta, but I'm telling you. You need to get your mindset on beating up on Shakur. Like you need to have an obsession in your life of beating Shakur's ass up. And do it and think all the other stuff you got to get past, that shit you just got to get past to beat up Shakur. And that will focus you and focus your energy. And then you'll get there. You manifest it. In order to manifest that fight, you got to get past all this other drama. So you got to cast like a spiritual spell in your mind, brother. You got to say, I see myself knocking out Shakur Stevenson. That's what I'm going to do. I see his ass hitting the ground. Or you see yourself winning a decision. And you're in your mind, you're going to say, what am I doing when I beat him? You're doing a backflip off the ropes. So you visualize yourself doing a backflip off your ropes after your hand gets raised, and you visualize that, man, and you hold that in your mind. And everything else that you do that you have to get past is going to get taken past. You're going to get past it because you've got that focus. And that is going to make you train. It's going to make you get yourself together. It's going to get you in a situation where your mind is right, You'll get past the legal issue. You'll get past your personal issues, and you'll get past and make sure you're in physical and mentally sharp, because that's where you want to be. And you manifest that that's where you want to be, and that's what you want to see. And everything that you do, your actions will work towards that. And other people's behaviors, they'll recognize your behavior towards that, and then they will help you progress towards that. I'm telling you, man, that's where he needs to do. He needs to focus his ass on beating up Shakur. Nothing else. If you got somebody else you want to beat up, if it's Lamont Roach you want to beat up, focus on beating up Lamont Roach. If it's Pitbull you want to beat up, focus on beating him up. Because, dog, that's going to take your focus away from everything else that you got going on. It's going to take your focus away from women. It's going to take yourself away from spending money. It's going to take your focus away from everything, because you just set yourself a goal. I'm beating up Shakur. And you know you're going to make a lot of money for it, but that's just a side note to you getting there, because nobody thinks you're going to get there. Everybody's counting you out to get there, which means they got their mind on you. And as long as you reject that and you put forward your plan for you to get that done, dog, everything else is going to be good. I'm telling you, your health is going to be good. Your wealth is going to be good. The legal problems are going to take care of themselves in due course. And then you're not going to be in sidetrack. You're not going to have any extra stuff. You know what I mean? When you get high blood pressure, your job is not, okay, you got high blood pressure. You got to take care of your high blood pressure in your body. But then you got to make sure that while you're dealing with your high blood pressure, that you don't get diabetes. You know what I'm saying? So what do? You focus on your health so that you limit all of that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Focus up, Gervonta. That's it. You just got to visualize that. That's the power of prayer. It really is, man. In the nutshell, that's the power of prayer. You know how you get those inclinations in your gut when bad things are going to happen? You know those things are going to manifest before they manifest. That's why you brace yourself. But if you set yourself on that goal, don't let yourself think about the goal too much. Just visualize it. Know that that's what you're going to do. And then give yourself a reasonable amount of time to make sure it happens. It may be 6 months and maybe a year. You may say, okay, within a year, that's when I'm going to be there. A year from today, realistically, a year from today, boom, I'm knocking that dude out. Visualize it, make it, believe it, and receive it. Now I'm going to tell you something else. I hope y'all understand kind of the more spiritual method that I am talking about. When Deontay Wilder used to say, see it, believe it, receive it, that's when he had his most confidence. And it was only when he really got around people that didn't want his best interest, didn't have his best interest at heart, is when that stopped working for him. So I'm hoping that Deontay Wilder, who still stays focused, who seems to still have energy the way he snapped off on that interviewer on Talk Sports TV in the UK, I'm hoping that he's got that same focus. Like, I am knocking out Alexander Usyk on this date, and I am completely focused on doing it. And that means he's got to get through Derek Chisora, get that payday from Derek Chisora, get through Derek Chisora. He's not going to worry about spending a ton of money or doing this or doing that. Only purely focused until he manifests that. He was marvelous at manifesting that when he didn't have so many people around him that who had other goals. And how did that manifest itself in itself? How did it manifest itself? In his life, it manifested through other people cheating him. He did not have to fight Tyson Fury. If he had never fought Tyson Fury, he had never had to get cheated. Who advised him to fight that cheater and get in a reason and get that steroid cheat? He had already had three guys test positive for steroids who were trying to fight him. So he thought, oh, this guy was on steroids. He's a cheater. Let me fight this cheater. Well, once again, what happens when you surround yourself with cheaters? You get cheated. Tyson Fury's had a reputation for cheating. Very obviously a reputation for cheating. He got caught cheating in a boxing match when he fought, I think it was McDermott. where he had his hand, where he had the thumb disconnected and they had to take that shit out. This guy in Talk Sports acting like Oh, Tyson Fury cheating you. Come on, you're just a sore loser. If we cheat you, we cheated you fair and square. Come on, man. Tyson Fury's a big name. He's a nice guy. Man, Deontay Wilder ain't trying to hear it. Deontay Wilder coming straight with the truth. Bro, why do you not want to listen to a black man? Man, that's a hard truth to speak. And he doubled down and said a dark-skinned black man at that, which you know perfectly well is the truth. But don't act like they believe light-skinned black men. They don't believe light-skinned black men anymore than they believe dark-skinned black men. They just really don't like y'all because they wives and daughters want to sleep with you. Big Dog Willie with the big-time support, bro. Thank you. He said, Bill said Devin can win a staring contest with his eyes closed. Devin can unscramble an egg. Devin doesn't flush the toilet. He scares the shit out of me. Nigga, who's writing your pieces? Devastating comedy, devastating comedy, devastating comedy, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, dog. That is brilliant comedy right there, dog. That's the only thing I can say about that, man. That is brilliant, brilliant comedy, dog. Brilliant, brilliant comedy. Vi Ferreira said Jason Whitlock went off on Wilder and said it was the most embarrassing thing on TV. Jason Whitlock also said that that dude, what did Jason Whitlock say? He said that Sinners was the worst movie he had ever seen in his life. Hey, exaggerate much, Jason Whitlock? Do you exaggerate much, chubby man? That's why the man, hey, dog, look, man, speaking as a soon-to-be formerly fat dude, okay, formerly obese, I am what you call soon-to-be formerly obese, because right now I think I weigh somewhere around 240 pounds, something like that. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, much love in that super chat, bro. For real, I need your support. Oh, did you hear? I fucking knew it, bro. Dog, I knew that goddamn Al Sharpton was a FBI informant. That fucker stood right in front of me to take a picture. I knew damn well that nigga is the fucking worst. I can't stand Al Sharpton. I'm sorry, bro. I got to have a random rant. Hey, dog, let me see if I can beg folk for some shit. Let me do what I do. Hey, can I rant? Give me a 1 in the chat, bro. If I can rant on Al Sharpton for a second, bro. Bro, I got to rant on Al Sharpton for a second, bro. That dude is I knew that dude was a snitch, bro. Dog, God, dog, bro. Yes, dude. That dude lined me up, dog. That dude lined me up, bro. That's all I'm going to say. That dude is a snitch. That dude lined me up, dog. That dude lined me up, man. Once I found out that dude used to be an FBI informant, that he informed on, who did they say he informed on? He informed on several people. Oh, he informed on Don King. He informed on Don King. He's one of the people he was an informant on Don King. He was in the black community tearing people down, dog, for the FBI, bro. Man, I went to New York one time, man. That dude just stood in front of me, bro. Like, walked down the street with me like he was hanging out with me. And I'm like, man, what is this clown doing? I was like, man, it was the most obvious thing I've had people do that shit to me before, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just walking down the street and a U.S. senator or somebody will walk up and say, hey, hi, how are you doing? Do you know David Blackwell? Da-da-da-da. Or, or somebody else. Anyway, I've had a lot of celebrity encounters in my life, and one of my celebrity bullshit Negro encounters with dudes with fucked up attitudes, because it happened to me before I got on boxing. Like, seriously, man, my family has a big reputation. We had a reputation, bro. And since we had such a reputation, these bozos, working with the FBI and all that shit, want to make sure a nigga ain't never too successful. You know what I mean? Them Negroes always want to make sure, oh, this nigga look like he about to shine too bright. Let's cause this nigga some problems. I knew when I saw that dude around me, it was problems, bro. They ain't never been no good news, bro. How and when? So he is an inverse spook. He's actively doing that. That's why I'm telling you, yes. That's my opinion. That's my experience with that, bro. Dog, I've dealt with all of these dudes, man. They all act like cops. First of all, you got to understand, all these dudes are cops. They're all cops. If they're a politician, they're a cop. They're in the law. They deal with law enforcement. They're cops. All of them dudes, man. All of them dudes that hang out with politicians. All those guys interviewing presidents and that always show up to the scene to be the nigga on camera. All them dudes was snitches. All of them, dog. All of them to the number. And you guys don't want to admit that certain people at certain stages in their career were informants. And that's how they got the opportunity to begin with, because they were already in a group of fucking informants, man. They were informing on the other people that they wanted to beat. Man, they had a civil rights. You act like none of them civil rights dudes that got reputations and didn't get hung in the South. Like there's not a reason they didn't get hung in the South. You know what I mean? The reason that they didn't get shot, reason that they wound up having money and getting in power and being elected to Congress, which makes them what? Cops. They're in law enforcement. That's why Adolph Reed wrote that book, or has that theory about how black power became black establishment. You actually have the real people that are talking about black power, and then you got the fucking those type of people that ain't really trying to do anything but capitalize on black power so that they can become black establishment and call us African Americans and all of this other shit that these niggas did to waste our time and money. Anyway, so yeah, I had a rant on that nigga Al Sharpton. Once I knew that Al Sharpton's an informant for the FBI, yes, I can believe that 100 miles an hour, bro. Informing on me, informing on my friends, out there causing problems for people, bro. Getting cases put on niggas, all kind of shit that these clowns did, man. Joke ass bastards. Anyway, I'm glad that I know now, because they can't do it no more. Trying to put cases on cats. They couldn't put no case on me. That's what their problem was. They mad because they couldn't put no case on me. Real mad they couldn't put no case on me. They put a case on everybody else in their mama, but they couldn't put no case on me. So anyway, the Epstein files I find very interesting. The Epstein files. Because, bro, the Epstein files is just the wealthy white people. What about the Diddy files? You know why Diddy didn't get convicted besides the people that didn't want that shit coming out? Because they didn't want the Diddy files, bro. Man, they're all cops, man. They got cops going to jail, bro. They got cops going to jail. Some of those cops, let me tell you something. Some of the mayors that went to jail were cops. I mean, get out of here, man. You act like you're not a cop, but you really a cop. You work hand in hand with the police. If you're an attorney in the state's attorney's office, you got a badge. That makes you a cop. You may not be a police officer, but you're a cop. And I don't have anything against you. I like cops. I do. Shout out to the police, pay the police, fully fund the police, all of that. I'm not hiding from the police. I love the police. Shout out to the police and all the law enforcement. All I'm saying is, for me to find out that that dude was a snitch, I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. Y'all wanted me to work for these dudes before these niggas went to jail. Gave me a job offer to work for a dude that wound up going to jail like 3 years later. Like, no, thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, thank you. But didn't want me to work for the guy that became the president. Dog, that's a true story, man. At a certain point in time, I had a choice to work specifically for politicians in Congress. There was a senator and there was a congressman. And I said, I don't want to work for the congressman. I want to work for the senator. And they said, oh, you can't work for the senator, but you can work for the congressman. And I was like, nah, no, thank you. Man, that congressman took his happy black ass to jail not too many years later, and so did his wife. So I was like, nah, dog, you niggas are snitches. You niggas are just setting people up years in advance for this shit. He said he cooperated. Yeah, I went and called them. They didn't call me. Bro, it doesn't matter. What do you mean? You cooperated. You're a cop. You don't want anybody to ever know that you cooperated, so they have something on you for the rest of your life. As soon as you cooperate, they got you forever. They have you. That's part of the deal. As soon as you cooperate, bro, they're calling you back, bro. They're putting you to work and calling you back. Come on, man. You just lost your protection, but that's cool. Anyway, I'm sorry that I had to get on that, bro. Don't take the bait. The Epstein collaborators are weakness but it's a distraction from what? No, it's not a distraction. All things are related, Joe Crip. All things are related. I can walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. Do you know how many bodily processes are handled with your body at the same time? I have more than enough capability to understand that those guys are very crooked and very crooked and manipulated and harmful people. I don't have to call them evil. You can call them evil. I'm not calling those guys evil. What I'm calling them is manipulative and dangerous. That's who they are. They're manipulative and dangerous people. That's what they are, and they should be removed from power, without a doubt. Everybody involved in doing that shit to children, it is worth everybody knowing that much power breeds that type of activity. And these are people that you hold up to the highest standards. So no, people need to understand that these people do those things. People also need to understand that there is another group of people that do things too, called your people do it too. That's just one crew. Look at what these people did and what Diddy did. Come on, they're just aspiring to do it at that level because that is what it breeds. That's what it breeds. But anyway, your illegalities, you guys are snitches like champs, bro, and you guys couldn't snitch. I just want to let you know, dog. I just want to let you know I'm having a good day today. I hope you enjoy this live stream. But, dog, that's why certain other people are part of the system, too, like the entertainment, the world of entertainment. Let's bring it back to boxing, bro. You don't think Bob Arum, who used to work for the government, bro, who always gets raided but never convicted? Bob Arum always raided, never convicted. Did you hear what Dana White said about what he does? Did anybody hear what Dana White says he does for the UFC? Can anybody tell me what Dana White said to Congress, or not to Congress, or was it to the judge in court, what he said he does for the UFC? Tell me if you guys know. Does anybody know that? I want to get participation points here. I'm trying to drive the conversation, man. He said that he doesn't do anything, Zulu Lion. He said he hasn't negotiated a fighter contract or match made a fight since he doesn't remember. He said he doesn't do matchmaking. He said he doesn't do anything with the UFC. Who's a fixer? Dana White's a fixer. Good for him. No joke. That's what he said. He said he doesn't do anything. Hey, Sean Porter, bro. Can I come on your show, Sean Porter? Can I come on your show, Sean Porter, bro? Snitching. He's no longer involved in the day-to-day matchmaking or fighter contract negotiations. Absolutely, bro. Exactly. To be an outlaw, you got to keep changing horses, Fanon. Look, man, let me tell you something, man. These guys, I already told you I think I know where this money's coming from. But I'm being very sane, so I don't want to say it anymore. I am being sane these days. I'm not going to. I promised myself that I am not going to get into the business of lying-ass Negroes anymore. I'm going to stay in my lane and just focus on the truth. Dana lie a lot, though. Not under oath, he doesn't. Not under oath, he does not. Not under oath, he does not. Dana White is telling the truth because Dana White doesn't want to go to jail. Dana White, that is perjury, bro. You can go to jail for perjury. Yes, you can. Hold on. Yeah. Yep. Perjury in the civil court can be a federal felony. Yeah, perjury in a civil court is, that can be a felony. You can't just lie to the court. It's a civil court. It's a civil court. No, you cannot lie to the judge in a civil court. So I'm going to believe Dana White when Dana White says that he hasn't done anything there in years. Hey, man, Hey, Lamar, what up, Lamar? He says Mayweather might be on the undercard to take Shakur fight. He's going to need that money. Look, man, bro, I need to get my money up. I ain't lying, bro. My delusions of grandeur don't put no extra money in my pocket, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? We live in the social media world where you can be famous and, these people steal so much money, you'll never touch your money. Never touch your money. And that's what happened to fancy pants ass Floyd. That's what happened to fancy pants ass Floyd. And Floyd is going to be, and Floyd got to be feeling the pressure because of that shit, man. When COVID hit, the U.S. doctor lied about gain lied about gain of function research. I don't know what you're talking about. What does that mean? Shit, now I'm not saying people, let me understand, bro. I am not saying people do not lie in court. People lie in court all the time, especially when they're on trial for something. They lie in court all the time. However, if somebody says something in the media during a promotion of a fight and somebody that is in court, a public figure is in court under oath, I'm going to believe what he's saying under oath, especially when it makes him look bad. The truth makes him look bad. It doesn't make him look good. There's no reason for him to say that he's not involved in anything. It makes him look powerless. They may have said after he slapped his wife up, hey, man, we hold on. But Dana got, I don't have a problem with Dana, man. I like Dana White. The fact that he rips fighters off, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's not a good thing. At least that's what they say. Media people are probably the ones crying about that shit in large part because they're not getting no money. If they were getting money, they wouldn't say a damn thing. They would let that shit continue to fly. That's my personal opinion. These cats got like super selective ass outrage. Man, I'm going to take that off. Hold on. Fuck, I didn't want it like that. Feel like a creep. Anyway, what's 14 years ago? 2012? Nah, I didn't have no hair in 2000. That ain't me in 2012. I put that up. Man, that's me and my daughter, man. My baby girl. Anyway. Intentionally lying under oath or illegal documents is a serious crime, can be prosecuted as a felony with penalties up to 5 years of jail along with fines. Yeah, because it's not in the public interest. You can't just make a mockery of the public trying to get to the bottom of a certain circumstance. And, it is what it is, though. People do lie, man. That's without a doubt, man. People do lie. But look, man, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break today, man. I appreciate y'all supporting me in the chat and in the super chat. And I think I'm going to jump off of here a little bit early. For sure, I will. Thank y'all so much for y'all support today. I just got to get a couple videos up and try to, relax for the rest of my day. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Deuces. See y'all tomorrow morning.